Okay, so I'm not sure if I've got anybody here yet, so I'll be starting in a moment. Looks like just turn a few of these things on. It's been a little while since I have streamed, so I'm just going to turn a few little bits and pieces on. It's not that one I want on, it's that. Just so if anybody sends messages and things, they will pop through. Yes. Is that wants to be on? Okay, I think I've done anything right there. Brilliant. Okay, so I am going to be jumping into another game of Old World, just starting from the beginning, just because, like with a lot of these strategy games, every single time you play, you get a little bit better. You learn something from the previous game and hopefully carry that forward earlier into the next game. So that's kind of the plan that I'm going for here. So I'm going to start a single player game. I'm going to pick a new leader. Not going to play as Rome because I'm already playing as Rome in my current campaign. Probably don't want to play as Greece because I played as Greece in the tutorial, although of course there's no reason why we can't play as Greece again. So let's have a look. Assyria, all cities, new units start with Focus 1, which is a promotion that basically gives them plus 10% something, which I've now already forgotten. I need that to pop out so I can mouse over it. Oh, critical hits, there we go. So plus 10% critical hits. All units get 100% extra yields when they pillage a tile. And we get 2 extra orders per military unit killed, which is quite nice. And that's a good piece of information for me to remember if I start fighting against them in my other series. They start with trapping, administration, and military drill. Starting with administration is always quite nice. They start with, that's their unique shrines. Unique units as a battering ram and a siege tower, so they're very good against cities. We've got Babylonia. Now, all cities start with +1 science per turn and plus 20% growth rate. All cities start with +2 culture per turn per treasury. Starting techs are trapping, administration, and rhetoric, which gives us a forum project, plus 20 civics and +1 civic per turn. And lets us build the Acropolis, which gives plus half an order, and philosophy, which gives +1 science per turn. I know the Acropolis can't be a wonder, can it? Urban improvement, build anywhere, 2 victory points. No, it is a wonder. Output 8 culture per turn, 2 civics per turn, and all cities get half an order per turn per forum. Right, okay, nice. That's actually some good things there. All units gain plus 10 culture per military unit killed in the nearest city. No extra unit consumption when outside borders. Scouts can move on water. Babylonia might be a good choice for this one. Carthage, new cities gain 100 civics. Can hire mercenaries from tribes. All cities gain plus 10 gold per turn per connected city on the trade network. And then we've got Egypt. No, I think we'll go with Babylon. Let's go in with that. So we start with ironworking, stone cutting, and that's not right. We've got there. I was going to say they're not the right text. We start with trapping, so get slingers straight away. Start with administration. Start with rhetoric. Our unique units are the Akkadian archer. So 20 hit points, 6 defense and attack strength, 2 movement, and a range of 3. That's quite a good range, actually. And they start with Splash. So attack splash at 25%. So that's like AoE damage, isn't it? And now I can't see it because that's open there. Yeah, splash attack also damages all 6 tiles surrounding the target. So whatever damage we do to the target tile, we do 25% of that to every tile surrounding it. That is nice. I like that. What else do we have? We have the Chimerian Archer. So, little bit stronger. 8 attack and defensive strength, 2 movement, 3 range. Has zone of control. And also starts with splash 1. Requires a citadel though. Nice. And then we've got our shrines and our different families. So we've got the hunters, the artisans, the traders, and the sages. So basically, training per turn. Ranged units start with Sentinel. That'll be nice for the slingers. Plus 20% defensive and defensive combat strength in national, basically in your own territory. So that's quite nice there. You guys give culture per turn. You can add multiple roads per year. Minus 10 upgrade years for hamlet improvements and plus 20 gold per turn per bullion resource. And then we've got the sages, so plus 2 civics per turn, plus 1 science per turn per specialist. Oh my god, these guys are going to be great in tech. I'm going to set everything on standard, so random map, the normal difficulty, random map script. I think Seaside is kind of the default one, which is basically like continents, kind of. Yeah, we'll just leave it as that. I think that's the same settings that I've got going on my getting started game. I just used the default settings. So let's go and see what this game has in store for us. I just find some of these 4X games load slowly, even though I've got them on an M2 SSD. But there we go, Babylonia in the old world. You are Nebuchadnezzar, wisest king of Babylonia. The myths of your people claim that you descended from a distant line of kings, but your people are broken and battered from disasters. Finally taking your birthright, it falls on you to lead the people of Babylonia into the old world to forge a nation of knowledge and glory, one that will be remembered throughout the ages. The existing civilizations of this old world do not yet know the splendour and wisdom of Babylonia, but they will learn. Select your settler and found your capital city. You will also decide which family manages your first city, gaining their advantages immediately. Okie dokie, so here's our settler. We can pick any of these tiles as our starting position. So mousing over, I know the green colour is not really easy to see against the grass, but mousing over any of these tiles changes where the borders go. So we can kind of see what's going on. This one only gives us 1 stone. If we were to grab this tile, it would also give us the iron that's over here. We've still got the gems and the horses. If we were to move to this tile, we would get the 2 stone. But I think having the early iron might be good. So I'm actually going to move over here and settle on this tile. So we can either get the training. I think we're going to go straight for the sages. Let's get that extra science per year. We want the tech. So discovered a new technology, military drill. I already know how to do orders. Can we turn those off? I really should do. So choose our first tech. So we don't actually start with ironworking. So we can't get warriors to begin with. We also can't get quarries. The game is recommending ironworking, so we probably should do that. And we know how workers work. So we do get a free worker. Interesting shape to these ones. I never noticed before that some of the different nations have different shapes to their badges. So we've got a worker. We could go and get iron nice and early. We've got some money coming in. We are losing food. Because remember, we've got units. We've got a slinger. We've got 2 scouts and we've got a worker. The workers. So a scout doesn't use anything. A worker consumes 2 food, and the slinger consumes 1 stone. Not sure why we're losing 3 food, but we are losing food. So we do need to build some farms. But yeah, we're losing stone. We do start with a little stockpile of stuff anyway, so it's not too bad. So maybe we go over here and build a farm first. And we want a barracks. Yeah, lots of stuff to do. We automatically always start with a settler as well. That's not a great tile for... Yeah, that's not a great tile for a farm, really. I don't want to chop down all of the trees, but that's not a great tile. So I am going to just move... I think that one will be fine. Is that outside my own territory? Oh, I didn't see that. See, these green lines are quite hard to see. What I'm going to do here is just hit the undo button. And I can hit undo twice and just build the farm here where I was originally standing. So let's do a farm. It will, of course, get rid of the trees. The wood goes into the stockpile, though, so it's not completely lost. And then we've got our scouts. So we're going to have to send the scouts out into the world. See if we can find where the other civilizations are. Another city centre site right over there. That's good. We're out of orders already. So let's just go on to the next unit. Yes, I know about governors. We could put a governor in our city. We don't have one at the moment. So we could put the Queen Consort in there. Or can we not? Because it requires 2 orders. So we can't do that yet anyway. Fine. So this is our daughter, now old enough to be tutored by courtiers. The court has opened a debate on the topic of cultural enrichment, and we are of 2 minds on the matter. We can invest in national epics, or we can rely on exploration to bring us new experiences. What shall we decree? So this is basically a law. Very early to get a law here. Let's share our own stories. So all of these, enacting a law is going to cost us 400 civics, whichever way we go. Epics. All units gain plus 10 culture per military unit killed in the nearest city, or the world has many tales to tell. So no extra unit consumption when outside borders, and scouts can move on water. I think that might be the better one for us in the early days, because I don't intend to go too mad on attacking, because we're going to have a tech advantage as Babylonia. It might be worth just trying to rush some of the wonders for victory points. So let's go with that one. Hello there, Mesolyptic J. Thanks very much. I hope you're enjoying them. I've been trying to impart little bits of knowledge, so hopefully I'm doing a good job. Time passes quickly. The princess is growing up and is eager to learn, so we can choose what we want her to study. So basically give her wisdom, charisma, courage, discipline, or kick her out into the world, basically. So she cannot marry, cannot have children, cannot be a governor or general, and can only be part of exploring events. Because we could then have our son, who's second in line, potentially become the ruler. But I don't think it's a big problem. So essentially we can get plus 1.5 science, plus 1 civics, plus 2 training, or plus 8 gold per turn. Let's try and stack on science. Yeah, I know how slingers work. Come on, game. We've been through this before. Before I move anything, let's go ahead and set up that governor. So you would cost me 2 gold per turn, and so this is the queen, my wife. So you would gain us 2 civics per turn, plus 1 training, more or less. You would actually give us plus 12% tech, which at the minute is only 0.2. But that's not terrible. You would give us 0.4. Both of you would. You're also prosperous. So you'd give us plus 2 culture per turn. You'd give us plus 10 gold per turn. Yep, we're going to go with you. Why wouldn't it let me choose? Because I don't have 100 civics yet. That's a problem. Okay. Well, it's not a massive problem. We can just wait. Well, it looks like I thought the game had crashed there. It momentarily went into not responding after I clicked on the civics. I don't know why. That was weird. In that case, we'll keep exploring. I mean, we can harvest some of these tiles that we're standing on. Get some gold there. It costs us an order, but yeah, it is what it is. Keep moving around. A bit of explore. Might as well grab that salt while we're standing on it. And we still have 6 orders left. So let's take you out in this direction. There's another city site right there. Can't claim city sites with scouts. It's got to be a military unit. So we probably want to start thinking about getting our slinger just to grab one. There's also a exploration site down here, so I'll actually move the scout back on the next turn. I still have 2 orders remaining. There's not a lot I can do here. Let's start moving the scout over in... not the scout, sorry, the slinger over in this direction so we can grab that and we'll end the year. Really don't need these things. I should turn them off. Right, move you right over there. Still got 1 year left on the farm. Let's bring this down because there's probably an event we can trigger. So, emerald mines. Explorers uncover numerous shafts in the desert hillside. Their entrance is covered by past landslides. Emeralds litter the dark passages, suggesting that this site once was a thriving mine. Your scout wishes to continue excavating to find more valuables, but such actions could cause the mines to collapse. So, reopening the mines would give us would cost us 120 gold, but we would gain +1 courage. Or we could leave the mines alone and get 20 XP. Now, we don't have 120 gold, but we could potentially sell a resource like iron to get the 120 gold. So, now we can do that. So, let's go and do that and gain +1 courage. Fine. And we still have another scout over somewhere. Over here, yeah. So, let's use those remaining orders. Harvest the wine, so that'll give us some culture. And more wine over there. Can't harvest it on this turn. We've got some gems over there as well. So let's end the year again. Have we met another nation? Looked like we had that. Oh, we have. We've met Rome. So Rome are already on 2 victory points. I don't know how they managed to pull that off. Cheating, probably. Let's grab that. Let's move you over here. And we've met our first tribe. We've met the Gauls. Harvest the gems. More culture. Move up here. Harvest the wine. More culture. Brilliant. That'll all come in handy. Let's move down a little. Not even sure where... Rome are down here, aren't they? Yeah, Rome are down here. So they're not... They're not close, but they're not far away. Ah, Rome quickly moved out there. Look at that. They've gone here and they've grabbed the city site already. So they're expanding south or southwest from themselves. So I definitely want to try and grab this. Now I've got 1 settler that'll be out next on the next turn, and then I probably want to run over here and quickly grab this one as well. I could attack the Gauls. Where was the Gaul camp? Literally just ran past it. The Gaul camp was up here, wasn't it? So I could go and grab the Gaul camp and have another city up there. That might not be a bad idea. Attacking the tribes this early on could be potentially risky. Let's bring the slinger home. I think that's probably the safest thing. I mean, I've claimed the city site, but if I'm not standing on it with a unit, somebody else can come along and claim it anyway, so I just don't want to leave my city completely undefended. Rural yields, yes, I know about those. In addition to her studies, Kashaya, yeah, close enough, has been shadowing you at meetings and other duties to learn the art of governance. You are trapped in a lengthy and dull meeting with a delegation of elders from Babylon who are requesting that a governor be appointed to oversee the facility. To everyone's surprise, it's Kashia who suddenly speaks up, suggesting that both the Queen Consort and Tabni Ishtar the Younger are fine candidates for the role. Is Kashaya rising to the occasion or overstepping her bounds? So if I pick one of these, it does make them a governor, which is good. That's actually a good thing, because if I were to try and make someone a governor of the city, it would cost me 100 civics, and I don't have 100 civics. The person that I actually want is this Tabni Ishtar, so that's actually the person I want, and I can get them without having to spend the civics, so that's good. Our labourers' attempts to reopen the collapsed emerald mines have failed. Hillside supports crumble, burying many men beneath the ruins and the rubble. Such failed gambit has left the population shaken. So plus 60 discontent in Babylon. So there's our first bad event, only on the 4th turn in. That's probably a good indication of how this game's going to go. Our wife is witty, able to make anyone laugh with her quick tongue and inventive jokes. So witty basically gives her 1 charisma and 1... I've got the words... wisdom. 1 wisdom and 1 charisma. Okay. Second city, yep, we know how that works. So we've got a settler here. Let's get them over there. I'm not going to force march them, can't be bothered. I don't think anyone's going to rush that site, so we'll just leave it as is. The worker's also now finished. We can't get quarries yet because we don't have the tech. It's suggesting a farm over there, which is a good idea, but we've got +1 food, +1 iron, so it's a good place to build a mine here. That'll also give us +2 training, +16 iron. That's a good tile, that one. Definitely worthwhile. 6 orders remaining. Let's continue moving on with this scout. Mix some horses because it's free gold. Found the Caucasus Mountains. That's fine. Gives us some legitimacy. And yeah, that's a little bit of a peninsula there. That's fine. There is potentially another city site here, or it might just be a single. It might be basically one of these single shrine event things like the one I found here. Most likely. There is 1 order left. So let's just go up and have a look. There we go. Choose production in Babylon. So what I think I will do is get another settler. The quicker I can settle a second city, a third city. The quicker I can settle a third city, the quicker I can start, building it up and pumping out more units. So it will cost us 100 food, take 8 years. We do have the food. 8 years sucks, but it is what it is. Just make the use of our worker at the moment. We can switch production if we need to. Okay, so we've got iron working. Let us go and grab stone cutting now so we can get quarries. We're on to the next turn. Which would be the best city site? Whichever one we take will all give us the horses, it'll all give us the wheat, and it will all give us the wine. So I'm not sure that it hugely matters. So let's take the one that's a little bit closer to our own city. Although we could move slightly further north and be 1 tile closer to getting that wine. Yeah, let's do that, because that'll have us closer to getting the wine. So who are we going to get? We've already got 1 by the Sages, which is our first city. So we can pick from one of the other 3. Remember, we can only pick 3 out of the total 4. So we want to think about this cleverly. So we can either have the extra training, but I don't really want to go full military. Or we can have the extra culture. Mines and lumber mills gain 20% output. Well, there's not a lot of trees here. And there's not really a lot of mountains. So we're probably not going to be building a lot of mines and lumber mills, which makes them slightly less useful. Although -2 years to build urban improvements is nice. These guys can, yeah, -10 upgrade years for hamlet improvements, plus 20 gold per year for bullion resources. Yeah, I think these are the other 2 families we're going to have, and we'll go for this one here at this city. If we find another city spot that's got a lot of trees nearby, we've got a merchant there. If we find another city that's got a lot of trees nearby, we can use that other family. An assignment. A letter arrives by courier from Princess Kashaya at the Academy. Dear Nebuchadnezzar, a part of my instruction at the Academy, my tutors have directed me to write to you. All has been going well, and I have little to complain of. I miss Mother at times, but I must carry on. Okay, so I just gained 40 XP for that. Nothing else really happening. So, yeah, do we want to go over there and try and clear the Gauls out with this slinger? I mean, it's risky, but we can probably manage it. Let's go have a little look-see. We have a truce with them at the moment. Now this unit, 3 attack. Yeah, I think our slinger is stronger. Probably be better off trying to find a barbarian camp. I think I will leave them alone for now. Attacking them seems like a bit of a risk. I mean, we'll probably do it at some point. We do have some orders left, so let's go have a little look-see with the scouts. And we'll harvest any resources that we can along the way. Ah, barbarians. And I can't get away from them. Hopefully they'll stay away. They're reasonably close. Not so close that I think I need to rush over there and attack them. I mean, we could build a city here and a city there. But if we start looking at it in that way, they are close together. I probably want to come and have a look over here to the north of Babylon and see what's going on. I think I'm straying a little bit too far. You can't do anything either because you're going to get stuck in there. So I think what I am going to do here is get a worker. A worker is always a good start because there's always tiles to improve. So on to the next turn that we go. Oh, we've met Persia as well, apparently. I just saw it say Persia's turn. Can you please stop sticking my scout? Control 4 cities or kill 5 enemy units. I think control 4 cities is likely to be the one that happens first. Let's back you up quite a lot. So we've got another Gaul camp over here. So yeah, we could take these 2 cities if we wanted to. We probably want to have a couple more military units before we start messing around trying to attack the tribes. It's a little bit risky. Is our worker here still busy? Yeah, 2 years left on that. Let's try and get this scout out of here before they get completely blocked in. So they can go across water, so it's a little bit quicker. As they can go across water because we're playing as Babylonia. A gruff chieftain arrives from the Vandals. She demands that we offer tribute or suffer a brutal, extended conflict with her people. You are advised to submit without further delay, for if I bring my army into your land, I will destroy your farm, slay your people, and raise your city. Oh, heck. So we can lose +6 food for 40 years, or they can lose 40 opinion of us. And as a general, we get +10 combat strength versus melee units, and as a leader, all of our units gain +5% defensive and defensive strength versus melee units. Or you will get no such offer from us and just put them straight to war. So who are the Vandals? They must be another tribe. We'll find out actually. We can just do this. Yeah, I think it's just a tribe. Yes, they're down here. Are they going to be a big problem to me? They're at war with Rome anyway. Yeah, so let's just go to war with them. It doesn't really matter to me. Do I have a unit close down there to them? It's just you, isn't it? Let's just get you away from them. Sure, I'll go to war with them. I don't care. And yeah, let's bring you down here a little bit. We'll try and maybe bring you back home and heal you. War ambassador. Yeah, so it'll give us +6 legitimacy. Puts us at war with the Vandals, but that's fine. We'll just let Rome deal with them. The legitimacy is really good, because legitimacy directly translates into orders per turn and family opinions. So it's well worth having. Could go down there and attack them, but it's kind of pointless. So let's just leave you doing nothing. So we've got a worker coming from here. Or do I want to bring you closer to home? Yeah, actually, let's start bringing you a little bit closer to... Now you're fatigued. Bring you a bit closer to Babylon. I keep seeing Persia's turn. But Persia... Where is Persia? Your family line as a new heir. Duke Bernaburish. Training strong heirs will be vital for the survival of your nation as well as current heirs. So why have we got a new heir? Not interested in courtly pursuits, the princess leaves her training and takes up residence in the nearby city of Babylon. She uses her knowledge to help with domestic troubles, estranged siblings, marriages and the occasional political dispute. Within a matter of months she becomes beloved by the people. You have invested much in her, but philosophy encourages each person to follow the truth where it leads. So Babylon loses 40 discontent, which is nice. You can either get 2 legitimacy, or we can have her become ascetic, where she'll gain +2 So she'd lose 2 charisma, which means we'd lose 2 civics, but gain plus 4.5 tech and plus 20 gold. Cannot be a governor or general on the council. Cannot marry or have children. That's fine. We're going for a science run here. So where's my family tree? What's going on there? So we are primogenitor. So the oldest child inherits. So you're the heir. Well, you're the heir because it's where are we? Yeah, it's primogenitor and it's absolute. It's cognatic. So it's no, hang on. Yeah, absolute cognatic. So it's females first. So she is still the rightful heir. So I don't know what's going on with that. So maybe we'll get to train one of the other children. That's fine. 13 orders at the start of a new turn. Let's bring you into friendly territory where you can heal. Can't harvest because it's in friendly territory. That's fine. And yeah, I think Rome will take care of that unit right there. Let us continue to, well, scout around. That's what the scout's for. We'll go this way. We need to go back up north, have a little look-see. I'm just going to put that warrior over here and move them no further. We could potentially do something with our character, possibly. Rally troops. 2 years to complete. 75% chance to gain 110 training. 25% chance to gain 20 XP. It cost us 100 civics though. So we can still tutor our daughter, and we've got a 25% chance almost to give her another 1 wisdom. Sure, let's do it, just so that we're using up those last 2 orders and we're doing something useful with them. Okay, so stone cutting's done. So we could go 8 years for steel, get axemen. We could get divination for the shrine, or we can get polis, which would let us build walls and hamlets. Bit early for that, possibly. Hey Kingsrook, how you doing, buddy? Let's go for divination. I'm going to pick this one anyway because it's 3 years, so it's one of the quickest ones. If we get some shrines built, we might be able to get a religion in a reasonable amount of time. The worker has now finished on the mine. It's suggesting a granary here, it's suggesting a barracks here. I mean, they're all worthwhile suggestions. We are lacking in stone, so building a stone quarry on top of the actual stone might be useful. And we'll want to grab... Do we need an upgrade for that? No, we can just put a normal mine on the gems, so that's fine. So we can't get the horses yet because we don't have husbandry, but we can get a mine there and there. We can get a mine on the gems. We can get a barracks in the urban areas. Another thing I actually love about this game, I know I always play strategy games like zoomed way out here, like satellite view. But when you're really getting close and look, I know there's only like, what, 8 or 9 different civilizations in this game, but every single one of them has a unique aesthetic. The buildings are sort of, as best we know, historically accurate, or, you know, they fit the culture and they fit the region. If you look at these buildings, they're all brown, they're very square and angular. I think some of the improvements look a bit, like, incorrect. What have we got over here? This is the garrison. We started with the garrison. And the garrison, I think, looks pretty much the same for most of them, but just the actual tiles look really good. If we then go and look at something like Rome, if I can still see their city, you see the Roman... Yeah, see, the garrison is exactly the same, but the urban areas and the city centre, the buildings all look very Roman. I think that's great attention to detail, and I really should get used to playing these games zoomed in a little bit further for that reason. But obviously it's hard to see what's going on around you. I like to be able to see a fair few tiles to have a good idea of what's happening. So this slinger, let's just move him off the tile there. We've got a decent amount of training. We could promote. It's not a bad idea. We are planning potentially to attack some tribal units, so Steadfast is not a bad promotion at all for that unit. We've still got 8 movement left. You're going to heal up. That takes us down to 7. And yes, let's go and have a look in this direction. Let's grab the horses because that's at 50 gold. And you've still got a movement left. Okay, that's fine. I don't need a tutorial about specialists. Still got those 2 orders left. Let's just go and end the turn. They'll get sold for training. My rival's taking their turn now. So the Duke is old enough to be tutored by courtiers. Babylon has now reached a new culture level. Higher levels of culture unlock additional improvements and wonders for your cities. Each new level will also trigger a positive culture event for your city. Today, a group of labourers has decided to join your workforce, granting you a new worker. Which is always handy that you get a new worker right at the point where you can build your first wonder. A character can be assigned as a general to a unit. So we could assign Nebuchadnezzar. So +3 wisdom would give us 10% critical damage, and +1 courage would give us +3% combat strength. And +1 movement as well. So that's nice. So this is our eldest son. Philosophy is not only going to give him 1 wisdom. That's not a huge amount of extra science. What would we gain the most from him? Let's go commerce. Let's get some money. Money's always good because it can be exchanged for goods and services. So we have 13 movement, or 13 orders remaining. We could go ahead and do a promote here. Eagle Eye is nice. Ignores distance modifier, leads to marksman. So it doesn't give us anything brilliantly, but ranged units receive a -20% attack penalty per tile of distance to target. So you do less damage the further away you are, but not as much with this distance modifier. If we get marksman, it gives us +1 range as well. So I think Eagle Eye is also very good for a ranged unit. Okay, so let's go on to our next unit. So you have recovered. We can go a scouting with you. So there's more gems over here. We can harvest those for another 10 more culture. Let's move you in this direction a little bit. I can only move you that far anyway because you'll be fatigued. Keep moving you into the trees. Oh, another event site. Let's have a look. Rival expedition. Amid the ruins, our explorers discover an ancient burial site brimming with a trove of valuables. Before anything can be done, however, an imperious young man at the head of his own expedition intrudes. These riches, along with all these lands, fall under the domain of Rome. Desist, and your trespass shall be graciously overlooked. What do? Capture the noble and seize the trove. So Rome, held noble hostage. +20 opinion for 40 years. Interesting. So Rome gain... Does Rome gain opinion of me for 40 years? Why would they have opinion of me for capturing one of their own people? Offer apologies and promises of friendship. So Nebuchadnezzar the settler gains diplomat, no longer scholar, can serve as governor or ambassador. Well, no, I don't want that. I'd gain 3 charisma and lose 3 wisdom. No, not at all. Or we can beg forgiveness for your crude maps of mighty Rome and ask for corrections. Requires King Nebuchadnezzar is thoughtful. So reveal the territory of Rome. I think I take the 300 gold, thanks. If I want to reveal the territory, I can do it myself. So again, just a reminder that whenever you've got your scouts in trees, as long as it's not in enemy territory, as long as it's in neutral territory, they are hidden. There is a leader type that will allow you to hide your settler anywhere on the map as well. 3 orders left, but everybody... Oh no, we've still got this worker. So we could potentially build something. Let's go get... We could get... Oh yeah, we've got the Hanging Gardens, which would give us 2 growth per year, +4 culture per year. And, well, that's about it really. All cities gain +20% growth as well. Or we could go for the Ishtar Gate, which again, 2 growth per year, 6 culture per year, 2 victory points, 1 growth per year per culture level. On completion, all cities gain 100 culture. Or we could go for the Apadana, which is +6 culture per year, +5 gold per year, -50% of 10 gold in Babylon from, I don't know what that means, why there's like a debuff on there. Global 20 +20 civics per year, and all cities -50 gold. Is that, the red gold though is a deduction, isn't it? So that's maintenance. Yeah, the red one's specifically maintenance. So it would make things cheaper. That is a good one to build, I think. Has to be built on an urban tile. I'm going to go ahead and build it right there. We will have to spend our money. No, we can't even afford to do that. We need to buy 340 stone. We could get the Hanging Gardens. That one we could afford. Fine. We might as well at least start on one, right? Is that not working? It should be. Oh, I'm holding shift, not alt. That's why. Me dum-dum. No, not letting me do it. And I don't know why. Let me just hit escape out of that. Needs 513 gold, or 514 gold. I've got 792. That is really weird. Oh, requires river. Ah, that's a very specific one. Okay, I hadn't noticed that before. Just say right there, right there in the requirements. Requires river. Don't have a river, so can't build the Hanging Gardens. Requires these two require developing culture. Okay, we've got no river here. We do have a river here, though. And we're 1 year away from getting the worker, so I think we'll wait on that one. We could build the Oracle here. On completion, free agent network in all holy cities. And +1 tech card hand size. That's really good. So whenever we get the choice of a new tech, we'll be given the choice of 4 instead of only 3. Let's move you here. Something weird is going on. Oh, it's because it's... Yeah, there we go. I think I've pressed a button that lets me queue up multiple orders. And I don't know why. Select another unit, switch back. There we go. Right, we've got 1 order left. This would require 2 orders because we need to remove the trees. So I am just going to purchase an order so that we can do that. Does it need 1 more? We've got the required wood. We've got the required orders. Let's get 1 more order. Yeah, I think that's it. It misreports it. It says it requires 2 orders, but it doesn't. It requires 3 because it requires 1 to chop the trees, 1 to clear the land, 1 to build the oracle. So it's actually wrong with what it says, and it's still not letting me do it. Something weird is happening here. It says it needs 400 stone. We can do that. There we go. Finally got it to build something. Wow. The interface can be a little bit clunky here sometimes. But we have got that done. It still comes up with Persia's turn down here as well. I don't know why it does that. There we go. We've managed to get +1 wisdom on the daughter. So that'll bump our tech up. Look at that. I'm only on turn 11. My tech is at 29 science per turn. That's about what it is on my beginner's guide video at turn, like, I don't know, 50. So Babylon's reached developing culture. Yeah, we know about that. So here's our worker. So I have just spent a lot of money and stone, which means I can probably no longer afford to buy... let's just... Oh, you're on... Let me just move on to one of these tiles so I can just check. The Hanging Gardens would require 1,872 gold. Yeah, I can't get that. I'm going to undo that move because I don't want to waste the order. And let's go over here and get the farm. So +2 growth, +10 food. We'll start making some gold and we'll be able to buy that stone. We're actually on -3 stone because we've got the maintenance from... Two is being used by Babylon. 1 is being used by our slinger. So we really do need to get this stone mine finished and then move over there and work on the next one. We've got 9. Let's just put you on to guard mode. And I guess we'll just keep having a little look around. You can start moving down in this direction. Do I want to go and grab that? No, we'll get it on the next turn. And you can start... Oh, barbarians. Let's move away from them. So they don't just randomly attack me. Still quite far away. Here's a city site we should definitely be thinking about grabbing. Don't know whether or not the Vandals were taken out by Rome. So we've got our worker here. We need to choose a production. We should probably start getting ourselves some military units. Let's get a warrior. The warrior is not a civilian unit, so the city will still be allowed to grow. So again, remember that if you're building anything from the top section here, it stops your population from growing. But anything from here is fine. So we're going to go ahead and get a warrior. We've got iron coming in. So warriors use iron per turn as maintenance. Slingers use stone per turn. We've got a decent amount of iron incoming. Zoroastrianism has been founded in Darband. So Persia is in the game. Yet for some reason, like, I don't know how we bumped into them. They're not even in the list up here. So how do we know about them? So we can get husbandry, which would give us pasture. We could also get labour force, which would give us slavery or freedom. Freedom would give us +1 science per year per urban specialist. And it would also give us +10, +2 culture. Slavery would give us some extra orders, but it also allows us to build roads, which is really strong. And it's a 4-year one as well, so I think I'm actually going to go labour force, even though the game was recommending that I do the other one. I'm going to go ahead and get another quarry here as well, because we're now finally in positives of stone, but only just. So let's go ahead and grab this. Ancient site. Our expedition comes upon a site that looks like the ceremonial capital of some ancient world. An altar centres the court, and 10 thrones sit on each side. Raise the city. We could use some stone. We certainly could. Preserve the city site and learn the history. So +1 wisdom, which will give us +2 global science per turn and +5% crit chance on slingers. Or we are stepping onto a holy site. Lose 75 food and become pious. No, we'll take the tech. I'm going to try and rush through the tech tree. That's my plan. We can go and harvest this honey. So give us even more culture. And let's go up here on the hill. Right lands. Scouting reports portray the Scythian lands as a valuable resource of potential plunder. We should consider seizing this opportunity and taking it from them. Now is the time to strike. So I can get 6 legitimacy for declaring war on the tribes, or just maintain the truce. There's no downside for maintaining the truce, so let's just go with that. And do a little bit more scouting. Got 1 order left. Harvest horses, 3 gold. And what have we got here? Simon the Timid of the Roman. Simon the Timid, a member of the Roman court, arrives with a special request. He wishes to remain in Babylon as a foreign ambassador, living among our people while supporting the cause of his fellow Romans abroad. Granting such a position to a foreigner, including a palatial home and court access, may anger some of the citizens of Babylon, but it would certainly bolster relations with Rome. See, I don't think I necessarily want to go to war here. I think I'd prefer to just try and do maybe a little bit of a tech victory, you know. So if I accept, Rome will gain 40 opinion of us for 80 years, but there'll be +80 discontent in Babylon. Or I can gain +4 legitimacy. Do you know what? I think I'll take that option. Disaster at sea. Terrible news has arrived from the Academy. Duke Marduk Nadin Ahi was aboard a ship observing the captain of the vessel when a storm struck. In the commotion, the captain... I think... Is this our son? Yeah, our son. Second in line. And several other sailors were swept into the sea. The remaining crew attempted a rescue, but none of the missing were found. Shall we order a rescue? Empty the harbours and place a bounty on his return. He becomes missing. We become bitter. Gain... lose 1... See, it's a weakness. We'd lose 1 charisma. Or, who are we to contest fates? Where he just dies. We become mourning. As a leader, all cities receive minus 10% orders, which kind of sucks. But we do gain +4 charisma, so let's go for that. Old World looks more fun to play than Civ 6. I think it can be. It is definitely fun. I've played a lot of 4X strategy games that are similar to Civ. I really love Civilization 5. I've put hundreds and hundreds of hours into it, more than I've put into Civ 6. I was disappointed with Civilization Beyond Earth. It had some really good ideas, but there are other bits of it that just didn't work, and it also looked ugly. Civilization 6, I do like some of the things in it. It's not a terrible game, but it still has its problems. There are bits and pieces about it I like, and bits and pieces about it I don't. Either way, I've played a lot of different 4X style games, you know, things like Endless Legend, Humankind, Warlock, the Age of Wonders series, and a lot of them are similar to Civ, but they don't quite scratch the itch. They're fun to play for a few hours, but they're always lacking in something. I mean, Age of Wonders, the combat system is great, but the actual city building feels like you're just mindlessly clicking on things to build, and it doesn't make any difference whatsoever. And yeah, what I find after playing those games for a few hours is I wish I was playing Civ. And I haven't had that with Old World. I've really enjoyed playing this. I feel like this... If this game would have been released and it would have been called Civilization 7, I wouldn't have shrugged it off. It certainly feels like a Civilization game. Yes, there are a lot of similarities, but there are also a lot of differences. So I'm really enjoying it so far. And there has been for a long time where sometimes I just don't feel like playing a game. Even if it's a game that I'm recording for YouTube, there are some days where I'm just like, do you know what, I don't want to play it, I can't be bothered. But this is one of those games where like every day I think to myself, oh, I want to play some Old World, I'm really enjoying it. And I'm enjoying learning the new mechanics. It's different enough mechanically where I actually have to try and learn what I'm doing. But it's not so overly complicated like Crusader Kings 3 where I'm just bashing my head against the wall. I'm still making mistakes with things, because there are still things that I don't fully understand yet, and sometimes my perception of how something works gets altered from like game to game, but I am sort of starting to get there. So our son's second in line has died. Our daughter, our heir, cannot let go of grievances and is often angry, so she's become bitter. Doesn't make much of a difference to anything. Okay, so we have another settler, so what do we do with it? We want to go and settle this city over here. And possibly this one down here, but I don't even know if that's safe to do so. Let's sort of start going down there. No, Rome's already settled it, we can see their borders. So that answers that question. I don't think Rome has gone and settled over here. Oh, we need to claim that. We do have 5 orders remaining. Do I have any free workers? No. So in that case, I can purchase an order. No, I didn't want to do that, did I? I wanted to force march. Let me undo. Undo the force march. Undo the purchase order. There we go. So let's go and do the force march. And then we have 5 orders. So we can get to here. I could get one more order, I suppose, and move to there, and then we'll go and grab it on the next turn. We should be able to set up our 3rd city. So we're out of orders now. You can stay there, that's fine. Production in Babylon. So we've got the settler. The discontent level here is really high, so we might want to go for festival, which will it'll increase growth by 40 and reduce the discontent by 40. So that's going to take us 6 years, but we don't want the discontent getting up there. Yeah, that was what... Okay, I'm going to try and remember this because there'll probably be a million events when the turn starts. The existence of the undo button is very much a game changer for me. Yeah, I'm a bit torn on it because I think having an undo button is valid and useful in certain situations. When you accidentally click on the wrong tile, which we've all done, and you waste a move, particularly because you're limited by your orders. So you click on a wrong tile and you want to undo it and click on the correct tile. Yeah, perfectly valid. Sometimes you may think, can I build something on this tile? I'm not sure if I can. And the best way to do is move on to the tile, check, and if you can't, just undo and move back to where you were. Valid. But you can attack a unit and lose, and then you can undo. Or you can move a unit into the fog of war to uncover something. And once you've seen where it is, you can then undo the move. So I do feel that there are times when it is exploitable, which I don't necessarily like. Okay, Rome has a scout on this city. Rome has claimed it. That is not something that I like. Do I declare war on Rome? They probably have a lot more military units than I do, given the fact that I have one. And it's going to be 5 years before I get the warrior. I mean, I might be able to hold them off. I don't know if I can drive him off this tile. But I really want to attack him. I'll leave it for now. And I'll consider possibly going over here and attacking the Gauls and the Barbarians and just building up to the northeast. I really wanted to grab that. I mean, it's not a particularly fantastic city location, I'll be honest. I'm not cut up but thinking I've lost somewhere great. We do have a free worker. You have finished the farm. The garrison is suggested. A barracks is suggested. Another farm is suggested. Food is only +5 at the minute. That is not a lot of food. We don't have husbandry yet. We don't have land consolidation yet. Yeah, okay, let's get another farm then. Not really an awful lot that we can do. We can continue to use our scout. Eventually get some camels here. We do have a truce with these guys, so I don't need to worry about that. Okay, let's end the turn. Every single time I end the turn, I mean to say something afterwards, and I always forget. Our daughter has lost -1. How do you lose -1 charisma? If you lose -1 charisma, surely you're gaining 1 charisma. Yeah, we've kind of met Persia, but at the same time, we haven't met Persia because they're not even here on the scoreboard. If I go and look at the player list, we've got 3 unknowns. So how do I know where Persia is? They're miles away from me on the map. There's no way I've uncovered them. I don't think I've bumped into any of their units. Yet I can see where their city is. And every time I hit next turn, I see that Persia's doing their turn. Yeah, I think the undo button could possibly be hidden behind difficulty. Although even at a high difficulty, there's always a chance that you could click the wrong button. But I suppose, you know, that's on the player. You know, just don't make mistakes. And in terms of experimentation, where you want to check a tile to see if you could build something there, I guess that it doesn't, you know, if you're playing at a higher difficulty level, you probably know the game well enough to know where you can and can't build. It is an issue sometimes I find with Civilization 6 as well, particularly with wonders, because it does tell you, when you click on a wonder, it does tell you what the... oh, hang on. Rome's moved off that tile. Excellent. So it does tell you... what the requirements are, what the tile requirements are to build it in a specific place, but I never remember, or have to mouse over every single tile and go, is it a hill, is it not, is it a floodplain? You know, it's much easier just to click on the building list and see where you can place it. So I feel it needs something like this. I mean, there is one thing that is really nice, is if you do have a worker selected, and you mouse, so you see a list on the right hand, on the left hand corner here of everything the worker can build on the tile that they're standing on. If you hold down Shift, I think it's Shift. I mean, this worker could pretty much build anything, anywhere, anyway. No, it's Control, not Shift. That's why I'm going mad. If you hold down Control, that you'll see that list changing on the left-hand side. If you hold down Control, it will show you exactly what the worker can build on that tile. So as I move around... Well, that's not in my territory, so I can't build anything. But if I move around the different tiles, you can actually see what things the worker can build. The ones that are greyed out we can't build because we don't have the materials to do so. And all of the ones that are highlighted that are lit are ones that we could just go ahead and build. But if I let go of control, it will just give me the complete list of all the buildings the workers can. So there is a way to see what you can build in advance, but it's a little bit hidden. Shift M, what's shift? Oh, in civilization. Oh, turning all of the... Yes, that is quite nice, actually. So you can actually see... That was a shortcut I was unaware of. So thanks for that. Shift and M. That's a good one. Yeah. I mean, I don't mind too much with the icons, because I can, you know, I can tell what things are already down, and I know what the... although I keep calling this rocks when it's salt, but I can, you know, I know where various resources and things are. But yeah, that's actually a really good one to know. That's going in a future video. I haven't seen that anywhere, so yeah, thanks very much for that, Fred. That is actually invaluable. We've got 10 movement left. We've got... Oh yeah, so we're going to settle this city because Rome kindly moved off it. Maybe they weren't trying to claim it. Maybe they were just literally running through it. This is an interesting one. If we go here, we get the camels. Well, we still would if we went here, actually. Yeah, so let's get it on this site, because then we'll get the goats as well. So the hunters is probably... Because camps and nets would give 100% output. But if we go for the hunters, then we'll no longer be able to get the... which is the one that we got? We wanted to get this one, didn't we? So we could get mines and lumber mills. We will have some mines here. We will have some lumber mills here. So I think we will actually go for this one. So that is our third family. And I didn't even have to go to war with... didn't even have to go to war with Rome. So this is suggesting a shrine. But it's also at the base of mountains, so I'm figuring that this would be a pretty good quarry. Be a plus 12 quarry. And if that was my tile, it would be nice. So yeah, I'm going to go here and actually ignore the recommendation and build a quarry. Okay. So we can probably start bringing you back home again. We've only got 4 orders actually, and I do have another worker, so let's get that sorted first. Let's go and build a mine on... Well, a mine on the gems would give me culture. Do I really need that desperately right now? No, we are still getting food. We can't get... Yeah, we can get lumber mills, actually. I think. Yep. Yeah, we don't have forestry yet. It doesn't say that on the tooltip. So we can't get forestry. So this is where undo is invaluable. Suggesting a granary here, next to the farm. I think we'll go and get the mine for the culture. And gold. It's 20 gold per turn as well. So that's not bad. We don't have any orders left. So we're not doing anything there. Got to choose a production down in the new city. Of course we do. We've already got a worker. Not going to build a settler here. Might go ahead and get another warrior. Yeah, let's get another warrior. I think I probably still will end up going up here and maybe attacking... Maybe attacking the Gauls? I don't know. Maybe getting that barbarian camp might be the way to go. So that might be a good one. Yeah, I know how to clear forests. Thank you. Okay, on we go. Rival's turn. Rival not being Persia. News arrives from Rome that King Romulus the Learned of Rome has abdicated. A new ruler, King Remus the New of Rome, has taken the throne. Their opinion of us is now cautious. And we're no longer mourning. Great. Okay, so... Phalanx steel or composite bow, or we could take the stone tech boost. It's only 1 year. And, you know, 3 stone, right? This unit has a general and is pretty well upgraded. Let's start heading towards the barbarians. We can go and wipe that camp out. Let's also keep looking to the north. See what we can find. So that's marble, that's rock. I just think the marble, sometimes when I look at it, looks very similar to the salt. Hostile neighbours. As our units approach the Egyptian border, they are met by armed soldiers. These men bring an aggressive message. All nations willing to treat with Egypt must pay the tribute. We should be careful how we respond. Pay a tribute in gold, pay a tribute in iron, pay a tribute in food, or refuse to pay any tribute. The Queen loses 40 opinion of us for 20 years. Too right she does. Because she's getting out. We can harvest the game there, because we don't... I always look at the little dots, and I always forget that the dots above the icon are only movement, not action. So even when you've got no dots left and no movement left, you can still do stuff. You can still harvest or build or settle a city or whatever. Looks like we have... Yeah, let's keep looking down here, actually. See what we can find. Oh, there's some silver. Remus's agent. With the abdication of King Romulus, the learned of Rome, rule of Rome has passed to King Remus the New. So it's actually his brother, not a son. Oh no, it is the son, isn't it? Because you play as the father. Yeah. Anyway, ignore me. The week after Remus is named leader, your guards catch a Roman agent who has joined the palace servants, claiming to have been invited. There is a limited amount of time before the scheming Remus realizes that the agent has gone missing. Requires King Remus of Rome to be a schemer. Yeah, that was the leader trait. If your leader is a schemer, your scouts are invisible anywhere in neutral terrain, not just in trees. Bribe the agent to provide Remus with false information. So for 240 gold we can gain 70 science, or have the agent disappear. As a governor we get plus 50% city defense, but we're not a governor. As a leader, all of our cities would gain plus 20% city defense. It gives us strength. Or we could gain legitimacy. I'm willing to pay 240 gold for 70 science. It's only a one-off, but fine. Sponsor a laboratory. Scientific pursuits seem to intrigue your wife. It may be wise to build a workplace where she could explore the world's many mysteries. So, open a private laboratory. So another 240 gold. As a governor... Right, so this is only specifically if she is a governor... or if she is a leader, and she's neither right now. So as governor, plus 2 science per year per culture level. As leader, plus 1 year per culture level. So she's going to lose some opinion of me, but, you know, she isn't a leader or a governor. I mean, I could make her a governor, I suppose, but... Babylonia is in need of a decision regarding its labour force. Some in court support the system of slavery, while others wish to keep freedom a virtue. I wanted the freedom because it is basically science. Per urban specialist, which we don't have at the moment, but we will get some. That's also just burnt through most of our civics, which is annoying, but it is what it is. Choose a new research. So, automate scouts being locked behind a research I find really, really weird. I'm also not sure how well... automate works on the scouts in this game, because obviously in Civilization 5 and 6 or whatever, all your scouts are doing is trying to uncover tiles in the fog of war and avoid hostile units by moving away from them. Whereas in this game, your scouts can harvest certain resources if they're close enough to a city. So I'm not sure if it does that or not, but that is a little bit weird. Yeah, new laws, colonies or serfdom. Neither of which particularly useful. Husbandry would let us get pastures. Polis would allow us to get hamlets. Hamlets are really nice. So both of these are ones that I would like to get, but I think probably husbandry. We are able to get text pretty quickly at the moment, which is a good thing. And that's what I'm going for. Plus 33 science per turn on turn 17. Although it hasn't gone up much since, like, about turn 11. Your daughter follows a strict regime, never taking it the easy way if it's not the best way. She has gained plus 1 discipline. Nice. Trading favours. Oligarch Nabonidus the Diplomat approaches you with a proposition. Platinum the Younger... Palatum, not Platinum. Palatum the Younger. Names every time, man. Is a talented merchant, but also a bit of a miscreant who has run up considerable debt. If you could see your way clear to pay that debt and add her to your court, Oligarch Nabonidus, the diplomat, would be most appreciative. Consider it done. 480 gold. Ouch. And he owes us a favour. And we get a new courtier. Or we can gain 60 XP and he can go and do one. Yep, free XP. Nebuchadnezzar is you and the General of Slinger. Upgrade to Swift. +1. Now what's the fatigue limit? As a General, +1 movement. And as a leader, all units +1 fatigue limit. Or +1 wisdom. Ooh, that is all Horsebane, which is +25% attack and defense versus mounted units as a general, and as a leader +10%. So do they stack? Would that be +20? Would that be +35? Because I'm the leader and I'm a general. Obviously only on the unit that I'm the general of. Or we could upgrade to +1 wisdom, because that will then max that line out. I mean, Swift is nice, and having +1 fatigue limit on each unit is also nice, but at the same time, this one's got to come up again, right? So we're going to hit that one. So now all of our units should have an extra movement before they get fatigued. Let me go find a scout. Yeah, scouts now have 5 movement. Yowzers. Scythian still, yeah, well, it's to be expected that they've got lots of territory close together. Let's not use all my orders on you, because I do have a free worker. So we've built the farm here. It's suggesting a shrine over here. So let's go and follow the game's advice on this one, and we'll build the shrine. We'll start getting ourselves a... Now I could go straight up here and attack the barbarians. I don't know if they've got any additional units up here. I know I don't have to stand right next to them, but if I get right in their face, I'll do more damage. Let's end the year there. I see we've got another couple of cities that have kind of appeared around the map. Yeah, we took... Yeah, they barely tickled us. They do have another unit there, though, so we do have to be careful. Family opinion, not bothered about that. Angry Sages. Yep, doesn't matter. So this is our younger son. Again, let's go for wisdom. Rome, go away with your soldiers. I don't like that you are here. So this is suggesting the shrine. Another shrine. Okay. Let's build another shrine. We do not have a free worker right now. Discovered the mountains. That gives us some more legitimacy. A bit of harvesting. Obviously, we need to deal with the barbarians. We need to find the right barbarian camp over here. I think we should be able to kill them off. Not overly concerned. I'm slightly concerned. I'm just not overly concerned. I can always hot-foot it out of there if it looks like they're going to wipe me out, but I'm not convinced that they will. Although that did hurt. Food boost. Aristocracy is good, so we can get ambassadors. That would also give us the option to pick up centralization, which would give us another plus 20 science. So I think we're going to go for aristocracy. We have a free worker. What are we short of right now? I mean, stone is like the stone is the best thing we've got coming in right now. We do have... We could get some more orders if we go and get the horses, though. We can go and get a pasture, so let's do that. Right. Staying here is not a good idea. We have a range of 2. I think I should back up into my own territory and heal. I don't feel like running in there is a particularly strong idea right now. We do have a warrior, though. How long would it take us to get over there with you? About 6 weeks. No, it's not that long. We can do that pretty easily. And we've got 1 order left. Let's move you over here. That's interesting. I love the effects going off the rolling clouds. The clouds are beautiful in this. I'd never really looked at them before, but the actual cloud effect is fantastic. And this like broiling storm over the mountains. And the fact that the mountain peaks stick through the clouds. Just these little touches. This game is very contradictory in its graphics style. The character portraits are quite frankly weird, because some of them look really good. I guess the leaders they've probably spent some more time on. But when you start looking at things like the children, some of the children, well, we haven't got any particularly young children in the court now, but particularly the babies, they're so uncanny valley. It's quite disturbing, frankly. Have we got any at all in the court that we can look at? No, there's no babies that we can see on the people list. But yeah, the babies just look like scary. The actual map, the artwork of the tiles, the urban centres, even the scaling's weird, but the units, the tile improvements, the trees, the clouds, everything looks beautiful. But then you look at the user interface, and yeah, it's functional, but it's ugly. I have got the size down, by the way. I'm playing the game in 1080p, 1920 by 1080 for the purposes of recording and streaming. But I find that the interface takes up like half of the screen, so I'm not even sure what I've got it on. But I do have, it's under UI. Is it under UI? Is it under accessibility? Yeah, it's under accessibility. I've got the HUD scale right down here. If I had it at the normal scale, which is one of these two, I don't know which one it is. I think even if we'd be generous and say it's that one. When you've got anything open, like if you've got a settler, a worker selected, or you've got this thing open, it just feels like it's taking up half the screen. So I much prefer just to go into accessibility and just bump the size down a little bit. Hopefully it's okay for everybody to see, because you'll probably be watching the video full screen. I'm playing this in a window. I've got a stupid monitor. It's an ultra wide screen. It's basically like having two 1440p screens next to one another. So it's a 32 by 9 aspect ratio screen. Like, is it 5120 by 1440 or something? So I'm playing on what feels like a tiny window right in the middle of the screen, but it is what it is. So we're out of orders. Need to choose a production here. We have finished a warrior. We have a lot of discontent, so probably want to get a festival. The shoemaker. Not permitted to enter the prominent city courts, Duke Bernaburissa and his friends spend their days in the surrounding market with the erudite shoemaker and his group of merchant philosophers, learning the skills of philosophy and debate. While many formal scholars refuse to recognise such teachings, Bernaburissa seems to have been enriched by these experiences. Not all education is found in the classroom. It becomes witty, humble, righteous or bold, or scold him for abandoning his formal studies, which would give him +1 discipline. I mean, what do these things give? Witty... See, witty would give +1 wisdom. Humble would give +1 wisdom. Righteous reduces discontent. Yeah, I mean, let's take the gamble. What does he get? Becomes humble. It's great. So he gains +1 discipline anyway, and he gained +1 wisdom on top. So that was definitely the better option. Could have gone in both directions though. A drunken dispute leads to a brutal murder. The Roman court agent, Simon, stands accused of stabbing another man over the affections of a woman. Witnesses place him at the scene of the crime, bloody dagger in hand. Please, Simon, pleads. It was a mistake. I was caught in the throes of madness. I am a guest here. Grant me immunity for this crime. He's above common punishment. All families will lose opinion of us for 40 years. And he is... so we intercede. So we basically... He likes us more, essentially what that means. We can publicly rebuke him, which would reduce some discontent in Babylon, and he would be removed in deity. He will be punished for his crimes. We become strict. As a governor, infantry units gain plus 100 XP. As a leader, all infantry units gain 50 XP. Or we can kill him. Rome would lose 40 opinion. We gain +2 legitimacy. I think removing the discontent is a good option for now. Oligarch wow. Iltani, Oligork Iltani the Greenie, head of the powerful Chaldean family, would like to know what you think of her new haircut. The truth is, you hate it. It is as if a drunken bird built a nest atop her head. However, taking such a blunt approach to one of the more influential people in your realm may not be the most diplomatic action. Brilliant. Amazing. The best ever. We would become deceitful and lose to discipline. Or, honestly, I dislike it. Settler... Well, so we gain 20 XP. And she becomes disappointed with us. That's fine. We'll do that. Let's go and end the year. One of my dogs currently sitting right at my feet staring up at me. I'm not too sure what she wants. I think she's going to try and jump up at me and bang her head on the table in a minute. Babylonian Paganism. Steam achievement there. I don't know if that's come up on the script. I don't think it captures it on the thing, so you wouldn't have seen that. It's because we have now founded Babylonian Paganism. So pagan religions are founded by building your first shrine. They spread by building more shrines. They have no disciples, theologies, or access to special religious improvements. But improving the religion's opinion will reduce the discontent in cities with the religion. Paganism can be adopted as a state religion if you enact divine rule. Influence we know about anyway. We can influence the Duke. Yeah, let's go ahead and do it. The final campaign. You have built a legacy of victory that will long outlive your reign, but one more valiant campaign could further ensure your immortality. Tensions with Rome have been escalating, and a single act of aggression may trigger their hostility. Sometimes glory comes with a price. Now is not the time to wage wars. We'll gain +1 wisdom, or the people will remember the glory. So we can gain 6 legitimacy. We can lose... Rome will lose 80 opinion of us for 40 years and be at war with Rome. I don't want to be at war with Rome, and I'm trying to build up science. So now 37 science. Nice. We have a worker who is not busy. Build a farm over here. Still not making a great amount of food, so a farm's not a bad idea. So go and build a farm over here on this sorghum. So that'll give us 6 food, 2 growth. We do still have some movement left. Do I want to heal you up again? I think I probably do. So let's select you and get a heal. And we are moving over here with the warrior. The warrior should take these guys out reasonably easier. The warrior is a bit more tanky. Let's get a as I can't move them any further, and we've still got some orders left, let's go for a promotion. 10% versus damage is possibly nice. Yeah, let's go for Bloodthirsty. We could put a general in there if you wanted to as well. I don't know why we'd want to put the merchant in. +20 premium, +10% attack. Can heal in neutral territory. We can't do it anyway right now because of the cooldown for the promotion, but could potentially do that on the next turn, although it'll put us in cooldown again, so I don't know. Let's harvest that lavender. Keep looking around. There we go. Production in Babylon. So we have completed the festival. Discontent is still crappy, but it is what it is. We could go and get a specialist. Specialists are not bad, and it would certainly expand our territory. Not that we need to really do that. But if we've got a specialist there, we get a lot of tiles. And here, this would give us more tiles than anything else, I think. Start working to connect these cities. I mean, that doesn't connect the cities together. There is actually a river here. I didn't. When I wanted to build that wonder, and I realised I didn't have a river, I do. I have one that runs right through the middle there. So I could have built it on one of these tiles. And that river actually connects these cities together. So, if I were to hold down B, yeah, these cities are already connected. And if I got one here on the Gaul site, and this one actually, both of these would be connected. The barbarian one up here wouldn't be. Although we could potentially build our urban area out here, just a few tiles to the water. That would connect these ones up, and then this will be connected via the river to the barbarian camp. Yeah, so it is actually possible that we could get it up there. Just got to watch Rome coming in from the south here. And try and keep friendly with them, because this is something that I've always found very difficult to do in Civilization. Especially Civilization 6, because you've got the problem with the agenda system. And some civilizations just completely hate you the moment you meet them, and you just can't stay friendly with them, especially at high levels. The AI just, all it wants to do at high levels is declare war on you. We've encountered people from the realm of Carthage. Carthage can gain opinion of us if we were willing to lose 180 gold. We can maintain the truce, or we can declare war on them. We'll just maintain the truce. So Carthage also right at the top of the map. Again, something that I did mention on one of my beginner's guide videos, although I think it's probably one that I've recorded that hasn't gone out yet. The map is literally what you see. You can't go off the edges of the map and circle round like Civilization. It's the Flat Earth Society. So we're going to go ahead and kill that unit there. We could possibly come in with this unit to sort of help finish them off. I don't know if there is still a unit out here, but you know, let's spread that XP around. We do have some free workers, so I think we've completed the Oracle, and that's the shrine. So building a pasture on the goats, that'll get us some growth. We get a garrison, or we get the Shrine of Naboo. Yeah, exactly. It's just a portion of it. Although I do kind of like that. Well, it's one of the things I've always liked about Civ is that you can sort of circumnavigate the world. Because sometimes you can attack from the opposite side, but it's not a game changer for me. I don't look at it and think, oh, I hate that choice. It's fine. We can afford to get the Hanging Gardens, so I feel like we should. So let's go ahead and do that. We have one order left. We could potentially buy another one if we wanted to. So the Oracle is now finished. It is suggesting a number of things, including a mine on this hill. It's also still suggesting a granary down here. Let's move there with the aim of building a granary on the next turn, if I remember, which I probably won't. It's now moving all around units, which again is pointless because I don't have any movement. Any orders. The Oracle, it is done. The pagan Babylonians, the Oracle of Babylon, is the centre of the world. The temple area is built on the slopes of the sacred mountain, the site where they believe God slew the gargantuan snake python. Now the priestess, the Pythia, inhale smoke and divine prophecies from their god, answering the questions of supplicants. My legacy will endure, so 2 legitimacy. True nature in his philosophical studies, Burias has been working under a tutor who is applying the Babylonian study of astronomy to philosophy, developing a theory about the ideal nature of the early universe. The applications of this could completely shift the understanding of the patterns of the celestial bodies, although some are resistant to the changes. New Court Scholar, or +1 wisdom on the Duke. I think we'll just go for the +1 wisdom. The Vandals approach us asking for a truce. Yes, the fighting must end. We get 9 culture per turn from them, not culture, 9 civics per turn from them for 40 years. Or we gain the XP. No, I don't really want to be at war with them. That was an event anyway, so. Our spies receive a personal message addressed to you from Remus, the ruler of Rome. It is a paranoid rant, a litany of accusations and falsehoods. Apparently he is convinced that you are plotting against him. You may wish to ease tensions, perhaps extend an olive branch to the anxious ruler. Tell him that we have no qualm with Rome. Becomes suspicion of us. Sending gifts of fine Babylonian goods becomes endeared to us. Scolding for making ridiculous accusations. It becomes vengeful, but we gain +1 courage. I've got a decent bit of money. Let's give him some gold. Just keep him happy for now. Let's see how long we can go before we get attacked by the AI. Procession of ambassadors of soldiers from Egypt enters the capital. Their leader, a bearded, bejeweled diplomat, addresses the court. Hatshepsut has so far shown patience with your insolence, but how will we pay tribute owed to our nation? Show your fealty or suffer the consequences. I think I'm going to refuse to pay. She's going to dislike me. She is quite a long way away, so I'm not overly concerned. And we're still out of orders because it's the next turn. So we'll end the turn, finish up, we'll claim this site here. We need to get a new settler, of course, if you want to be able to take this city. Stop throwing things at me. Now known as Nebuchadnezzar the Enlightened. The Fool. Oh, that's a great picture. That's definitely a handcrafted one. On a hilltop, dressed in a patchwork of rags and stockings, stands a curious figure calling himself Pieface. The self-proclaimed fool, buffoon and bungler hails from the distant nation of Persia. He doesn't look very Persian. He is recently departed in search of work abroad. Our scouts seem unsure about this unusual character, though they find his escapades delightful. Bring Pieface to the palace for our amusement. So +4 orders. Is that just +4? It's not +4 orders per year. It's just a one-off. Make him the court minister. I have no interest in the follies of a fool. Gain XP. Or his skills are best put to use in the fields. We gain a free worker. Don't really need the free worker right now, so I think we'll take the extra orders. And we'll see what comes of it. Okay, so now we've got 4 techs we can choose from. Polis is still a good one to grab, and it is one of the quicker ones. So that would give us walls and hamlets. So let's go for Polis. Are there any more laws that we can enact right now? Wrong button. No, we've got the two laws that we can have. We do have. You have built that pasture. This is suggesting a quarry. And it'll be a +9 quarry. So yes, sure. You were going to be building the granary, so let's do that. And, yeah, there's a city site up here as well. When did that city site appear? Anyway, we need to get rid of these barbarians. So let's go and kill them off. We have taken some damage, but we can get rid of them. Well, we can't kill them on this turn, but yeah, we'll grab that city site. So we do definitely need to get another settler as soon as. And let's just keep looking around with you. We've discovered Dibber Valley, so more Gauls. Good to know where they are, I suppose. Yeah, there's the edge of the map. So whenever you see this black line and the hexes disappear and you get the red cross, you're at the edge of the map. Yeah, the Gauls have a lot of camps around here. I'm not sure how many camps tribes start with. I think it might be like 4 or 5. So it is possible to get rid of them all. Have a little look-see and see what the Egyptians are doing. Building trust. A messenger arrives from Rome. Your actions have taught us to trust your good intentions. Let us build our trust further. We should agree to mutual peace. Agree to sign the proposed treaty. Are we not at peace anyway? Please accept a gift to help build trust. I don't want to give them more money. Sure, we'll just have peace. We can appoint an ambassador. It's suggesting you. Sure. A time to kill. During a discussion about how to deal with Egypt, you make it clear that you wish someone would rid you of the turbulent Hatshepsut. Unexpectedly, everyone is in agreement, and soon practical matters are being hammered out. The only question which remains is should we focus on stealth or speed? The sooner she's dead, the better. Let's try to remain undetected. I spoke in haste, say no more about this. Let's try to remain undetected. Let's start an assassination plot against the Queen of Egypt. The wind passes through the trees as you walk through the hills around Babylon. Getting away from the place has an invigorating effect, generating new ideas and questions of ambition. Will you take one of these ideas forwards? We should send out caravans to improve relations and encourage trade. We should stockpile food for reasons of scarcity ahead. We need farms to ensure our people are always fed, or nothing but I do feel rested. Start an ambition to control 6 farms. We already have 3. And I'm working on another one, I think, so we should be able to get that ambition done reasonably easily. Let's end the year. Or end the turn, or whatever you want to call it. Now, these barbarians will attack, but, you know, they'll just tickle us. And all aristocratic Babylonian children spend some time learning at the Aduba, the Scribal Academy. The centre of learning ensures that the children are well versed in the basics of writing and numeracy, and are prepared for the scribal profession that many will pass into. Barissa has been attending the Aduba under the supervision of Pieface, who says the boy is skilled but quickly bored by copying texts. It's good practice for him, so he becomes estranged but gains 1 discipline. Or then he should not have to do it and he loses 1 discipline and becomes spoiled. No, we'll have that one. You can use your ambassador to conduct diplomatic missions. Yeah, we know about that. Pieface's lessons. On more than one occasion, the court for Pieface has been discovered tutoring the royal children. His lessons, tossing dung at the heads of noble families. covering the palace walls with offensive scribble and riding goats through the streets of Babylon. Despite his pleasant demeanour, the buffoon may need to be banished. Pieface is simply a lovable prankster. He becomes endeared to us, could lead to future events. Tell the royal guards to refuse him. He leaves the court and all families get plus 20 opinion. Or 40 lashes for the fool. And we'd lose 30 discontent in Babylon. Babylon has a lot of discontent. Let's just get rid of him. Promote the governor. So we can upgrade her to frugal. So minus 50% on improvement costs. I wonder if that counts for... I wonder if that counts for wonders as well. Because wonders are technically a tile improvement. And... or carpenter. Well, we're not building ships and stuff. Or we can give her +1 wisdom. Which will help in Babylon. I mean, it's only a tiny little bit. It's only 0.2 science. Let's just have a look. So this is in... she's in Babylon, right? Because this is what we're doing here. This is a learning mission. Yeah, she's in Babylon. So if I wanted this worker to build a quarry over here, it's 6 stone. Right. So let's make her frugal. And then... same worker. Still costs 6 stone. Not too sure what that's all about. But it is what it is. We have our... what's going on over here? That farm. Oh, it's a different... because it's on a different resource. So... you finish building that. It's suggesting another farm. I mean, this land is arid, so it's not great farmland, to be fair. So we'd probably be better off just building things like a garrison. Can we not get the garrison? We're short of stone. We can afford to buy it, though. Just. Wrong button. Oh, I've done that again, haven't I? There we go. Nope. I think it's if you hold shift and click somewhere, you can like queue up orders and stuff. And I have no idea how to unclick that. There we go. It's Alt. It tells you right there on the tooltip as well. I just for some reason don't pay any attention to it. That's the only free work we've got. We've got another military unit here, which I think is fine for now. And, yeah, we need to finish the barbarians off. And we need to get a settler. I mean, we could... so this city's currently idle. We could get a settler, and then we could rush it if we could afford it. We don't really have anything to rush it with right now. But we'll do that, and then we'll go up here and grab this city. If we don't, we might end up with Egypt grabbing it, and I don't really want that to happen. You can't... you... can one of you heal in friend? No, both of you have got to be in friendly territory to heal. That's annoying. We'll bring the warrior back. I don't think they can respawn here on the next turn. I think they've got to wait 10 years. So let's keep looking around. Yeah, we don't have any workers to do anything, so that's okay. What have we got here? Just like a random urban tile in the middle of nowhere. And we've met Persia. Yeah, let's keep looking up here. Look, another Gaul camp. Persia have got a lot of orders. They've got like 30 plus orders. War demand. What's going on here? War demand. Sudden arrival of envoys from Persia causes disorder in the court. Their ruler, Cyrus, demands that we take up arms against Egypt. This is not a decision to be considered lightly. What shall we do? I don't want to get in a war. That's not why we're doing this. Can't pick any of these options. So, not even going to bother reading the text. Yeah, so we can get +1 charisma here. Or we can upgrade to tough. Now, we're ruling the slinger unit. Plus 25% from trees would be nice. But I think we'll take the charisma. Leveraging luxuries. Persia contacts you with an intriguing proposal. If you'd be willing to part with some of your luxuries, they'll happily round out your court with either a talented trader or minister. So you want me to give you the gems to get a potential court minister. Who are these people? +2 charisma. Or we can have you +2 wisdom. Sure, let's go and do that. That's the luxuries thing. Let's move you in there and claim it. And just have you sit still until we get that settler. You're going to come home and heal up. Within 1 turn. Settler. Still cannot rush. We'd need either 410 civics. We've got nowhere close. 410 training. We've got nowhere close. 710 gold. Yeah, we're miles up any of these. Probably the settler for 1 citizen. I don't even have a spare citizen to deal with it. Or 15 orders. We could just straight up spend orders. We only get 13 a turn, so that's going to be a difficult one. Let's just go on to our buildings that we need to do. So the miner is completed. That we got this one up here. We've joined our territory together. We do have... We could still get another specialist. Our discontent level is going down a little bit. We could potentially get another settler, because there are other spots to settle. There's a city site up here. Or we could get the settler there. I mean, the treasury could be good. 4 years for 100 gold. Oh yes, the developing culture. What are we on at the moment? Oh yeah, it's the wrong city. Babylon's the developing culture. But over here we're not. We're only weak. Yep, well spotted. How far are we off from levelling up? Not terribly. We're getting 11 a year. We're on 64 of 100. So, what, 4... Yeah, for what it says there, 4 years. So 4 more turns before we could do that. By which point there'd only be 2 turns left on the settler. So it's not worth the rush. Let's go on to the next unit. And, yeah, let's keep looking up here. There's Persia. Just try and uncover their borders a little bit. Hey, settler. Settler with damage. I'm assuming, yeah, barbarians. Can't just wander into a barbarian camp like that. And this city is also sort of idle at the moment. So we could get a settler here as well. 7 years. Let's get another settler. That reduces our population options down, but that's fine. And we've still got 4 orders remaining. Can we harvest any of this, or are we too far away? No, we still can. Free culture is good culture. And there's another landmark, so legitimacy. Legitimacy all day long. Our wife has died. No. 2 years for a free worker. Can't turn that down. That's too good an option, that is. Not too sure what I'm going to do with... I think Egypt's the biggest potential problem, so keeping the military units up this side of the map is probably better. You have now finished the garrison. It's suggesting a shrine here. Yeah, I don't really want to build farms. I mean, the pasture's worth getting. I don't want to build farms here, though, because it's all arid land, so it's not going to be great at all. We don't have another free worker. A lot of notifications here, so yeah, the wife has died. A letter arrives from our son describing his classes. I'm just going to skip over all of that. So basically, we can have him become herbalist, carpenter, or educated for 240 gold, or cannot spare the money. He becomes frugal. Yeah, that's a strength, so we'll do it that way. Recently, you've been thinking about how improving relations with patriarchs, him and the timid. Who knows what benefits such a friendship could bring? An influence mission could help you accomplish this goal. Sure, we'll just go and do that, because it's a free one anyway, because it's an event mission, so that is fine. You just stand around doing nothing. Let's have a little looky-doos into the fog of war. Harvest the wine, get that free culture. Here's more gold. Oh, excellent. A grave circle in... Yeah, a grave circle in the trees appears to have belonged to a great tribe. The shaft includes the remains of a ruler, his spouse and children, and retinue of servants. Foreign ruins and their treasures have captured the imagination of the nobility, especially the Amorites. You might consider using some of the recent findings to gain their favour or not. So make a gift of treasure to them, gaining opinion for 20 years, or gain 240 gold. We'll take opinion. Opinion is harder to get than gold, and our gold output is not terrible. It's not great. It's not terrible. Met the Danes. Head collection. The emissary from the Danes arrives with a number of servants carrying a heavy, stinking sacks. After a series of ever more elaborate threats and warnings, the servants mark the conclusion of their speech by appending the sacks and allowing a large number of severed heads in various states of decay to spill out onto the floor. This, she says, is all that remains of the last city to defy us. Add the emissary's head to the collection and return it to the Danes, which puts us at war with them. Or let's not lose our heads over this. Costs us 480 gold, which we don't have. Or what a delightful way to send a message, which we'd get a truce and 40 opinion, but we'd have to be cruel, bloodthirsty, warlike, or fierce, which we're not. So, +6 legitimacy, and we're at war with the Danes, which is a bit annoying, but they're miles away, so who cares? And let's just get out of there. That's all of our orders used. So everyone's got like 30 orders, apart from me, who just has 15, which is pretty terrible. Our grieving has come to an end. We're no longer mourning. Our daughter's lost some of her confidence and ability to charm. She's lost charisma. One of the family heads has converted to Babylonian paganism. The whole family's converted to Babylonian paganism. Philosophy studies. So this is our son, who's looking pretty old these days. We don't appear to be aging. We appear to be immortal. He can become a zealot. He'll lose 1 wisdom but gain 4 courage. Or we can make him a judge, which will give him +2 charisma and +2 discipline. And minus 50% switch law cost as well. Yeah, I think we'll take that. So, farms. We need to build farms. That's recommending a mine. What have I built on it? A quarry. Should have been a mine. Hey hum. Well, we want to get farms anyway. It's recommending a farm there. You've finished working, haven't you? So you go ahead and build the farm there, because you're closer. It'll be less movement. And yeah, where can we get a farm with you? +8. I don't really like building farms at the bases of mountains, because the bases of mountains are better for. Get one there. The bases of mountains are better for quarries, because you get a boost to stone. So that'll take us up to, when they're done, that'll take us up to all 6 farms actually. And we need 1 more city. So keep scouting. More culture. Obviously ore. That is the Gauls. That's what, yeah, the Gauls have got a lot of stuff around. So we'll come back round down this way. Get our next unit. We still have 1 order left. Yeah, we'll try and keep away from the Danes. We'll go in this direction, although they'll probably have multiple camps all around the area. And we'll just check out what happens here. See if there's any pop-ups, any... yeah, influence mission has been successful. 1 year to boost borders is definitely worth taking. And as that was the end of the turn, I'm going to end the stream here because it is like almost 1 AM and my poor little dog here wants to go out and wants to go to sleep. And this was not a planned stream anyway. I just wanted to jump on and try a few things, and I thought, well, do you know what, I might as well stream while I'm doing it. I will save this game because hopefully I can do another stream at some point and continue on with it. So thanks for those of you who have been watching while I've been rambling on and trying to work out what I'm doing. Thanks very much for the tips, advice and pointers. Really good to know, because I do miss things, and you know, a lot of, like with a lot of these 4X games, not everything is explained, not everything is in the documentation. very often this game tells me about something and I hit F1 and type it in here and it just doesn't exist, you know. So it's really good to find out from other people, which is why I try and make these videos, to get all the knowledge in one place. So thanks a lot for watching. I will see you on the next stream, and until then, goodbye for now.